Yins guys, thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates and that. Today is June 19th. Jack Suwinski with a 3-homer game today. The last one to walk it off to avoid another weekend sweep. Kanan Smith-Njigba, Jason DeLay, Cam View, Liover Peguero, all of them made their debuts, MLB debuts this week. And news is already broke that we'll have another one this week. And no, not talking about Oneil Cruz. He already made his Major League debut. But there's another. Let's get this thing rolling. My name is Josh, and I'm joined, as always, by my brother Jake. What's up, Jake?
How we doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, right?
Like a little bit of a rough week, but in the end, Jack Suwinski.
Dude.
And then immediately after
fantastic.
the game, that was fantastic. Immediately after the game, the news came in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Dude, wild.
For sure.
Wild. So, we have some different things this week. This week was a weird week in general, like all over the place. It was weird. We had the huge storm Monday. I had I say I had no power. I had power because we have a generator, but we had no power.
Right.
Internet was out. You can only watch so much on your phone before your data gets absolutely blown up.
Right.
So it was like, Monday. Well, do we have Monday off? Do the Pirates have Monday off? Oh my gosh. No.
No. We played the
Cardinals
Monday,
they had
Tuesday,
Thursday
Wednesday.
off.
Thursday
This
off.
is how bad this week was, dude. So Monday, I was playing softball. We play Mondays, Thursdays. Tuesday was crazy. 2 games, I can't really watch them because we had Monday night was when our power went out and our internet went out. And then Wednesday, we got it back, but it wasn't. Was it Wednesday we got it back? Maybe. Yeah, that sounds right. But it was like super late.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I got to watch the game or not. I don't remember. Like, this is how bad it was. So I feel like maybe it wasn't till Thursday that we got. No, because it was like 8. No, it was Wednesday. Because then we played softball again Thursday. Super hot. But like just a weird week. Friday, I feel like something was going on. Saturday, I had a wedding. No, I watched the game Friday. Got to watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, a wedding. So like Peguero's at bats, I was pulling up on my phone. I was kind of tracking the game. And then every time it was Peguero's turn, I pulled it up. And me and Dan were watching Dan's there. And I'm like, what's he going to do? He's like, he's going to strike out. 21 years old. He's in the show. He's going to strike out. He struck out. I'm like, shut up, dude. You don't know nothing. But anyway,
I didn't get to watch the weekend games.
Oh, dude. No, you were playing a tournament
I got
Saturday.
to watch today.
Yeah, today. See, and today was really weird for me. I got to watch the game today, but it was kind of in and out. We went to an open house for a house we were looking at. Ultimately, we're not offering because they can't get good internet there. So,
no bueno.
Yeah, but all of that. And then today, I get my new Rodecaster Pro 2. Super excited. Jake's over there like, why is it taking so long to get the audio? Well, because I'm learning this thing. Because this thing's loaded with features. And not only that, but like, it sounds weird in my headphones. I'm not used to this. So I think I'm doing something wrong. So if this sounds like absolute mud and crap to everyone else, sorry. Because I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know what I'm doing. That's my week. Absolute bonkers. Wild week.
Yeah. I had a rough week at work. I mean, then just Everything that could go wrong at work right now has been going wrong, and our customers are not pleased.
Oh,
But that is what it is. Had a good
yeah.
weekend, though.
Yeah, it's good. Dude, what a wild week as far as the Pirates go.
Yeah. So many moves.
4 major league debuts.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of moves. Swaggerty sent down Hoy. I don't even remember how much of this we knew, but Swaggerty sent to Indy. Hoy Park came up from Indy. Kanan Smith comes up from Indy. Kanan Smith and Jigba comes up. We were like, what? And then Jason DeLay comes up. And Dwayne Underwood on the injured list. And Aaron Fletcher to Indy. Somehow all of that made sense. I don't even really remember knowing that Underwood was hurt.
Right.
And I don't know. It said 10-day. I don't know, it's probably because the Pirates site's wrong. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. But the weird thing is like, when did DeLay come up? Because it said Monday, but it was there for the doubleheader. He played the first game of the doubleheader. Right? And then he was optioned in the middle of them? Is that possible?
Probably at the end of the game or at the end of the day. They probably called him up on Monday for Tuesday's game.
Yeah, but yeah, but then how did they? No, because Bryce Wilson was recalled on Tuesday for the second game, but there was no other moves made. I really don't understand the timing of all these, and this is a problem of me not having internet and not being able to follow these as they happened, because there's and if you look at the transaction page on pirates.com or MLB.com Pirates, it's a mess. It's never right. I'm pretty sure when Yoshi went on the injured list earlier this year, it said left fielder. Like, they have no clue. I don't know why they're like, it's like an elementary intern from elementary school filling out that page. I don't get it. But either way, Bryce Wilson came up for his start this week, and, the obvious happened.
Right.
But he's the only guy they really had an option for. We talked about that before.
Right.
I don't really... Anyway, and then Saturday is when Cam Viewley over Peguero came up. And then this is when Kanan Smith and Jigba, who just came up and just made his debut, and then he goes on the 60-day injured list with the right wrist fracture, which happened when he almost kind of ran into Brian Reynolds. He tripped over him basically.
Yeah, he avoided the collision.
But tripped over him and the way he landed.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah, they were talking about it, the way he avoided him. Because if he didn't avoid him, Kanan Smith and Jigba's built like a football player.
Yeah.
Dude's thick.
The other thing about that is it kind of does remind you a little bit different because Eric Gonzalez wasn't quite Kanan Smith and Jigba. But you remember the Eric Gonzalez running into Marte.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had flashbacks at that moment. You know what I mean? Thinking, oh, geez, please don't let this be what happens.
Right.
Could you imagine? But also in that situation, that day was Peguero coming up. And boy, that caused a ruckus.
Sure did.
And it was because of Marcano.
Right.
And we can talk about this because you and I had a text message about this. And I said, well, Peguero's right there in Altoona. That was an easy one. He's already on the 40-man. Get him here. He's done. Cruz is all the way down in Atlanta, basically. Outside of Atlanta, but in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They can get him there quicker. And you said...
So it's a 90-minute flight.
But it wasn't in the cards.
Right.
I wonder what the reasoning for that really is. Is this like, no, we had planned on it being Monday? Or if they were just like, hey, it makes the most sense. Let's let him finish out his Atlanta, and then instead of coming back to Indy, he'll go to Pittsburgh. or he'll go there and then go whatever it is.
Sure.
Do you think that they were just like, we don't want to mess with that. I don't really know. Like, I wonder where it was, how soon because I don't think they knew till the morning of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you really think that they're going to say, hey, pack up all your things, get on, we're going to try to get you. Who knows when the next flight from Atlanta to Pittsburgh even was? You definitely don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not
Because,
going to make a special flight for one person.
right. Especially when you've got a guy just a couple hours away who could be there and
a couple hours driving.
Right. That's true. But still.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's to your point.
Right. Yeah. Instead of worrying about
flights, like he's literally a couple hours away, where an hour and a half flight turns into a 6-hour ordeal.
That's right. If there's a delay, Atlanta
Which
traffic is awful, right?
On flights right now. Yeah, Atlanta
You've been there.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go through it. He's northeast of Atlanta, and the airport is southwest of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or maybe just south of Atlanta. Either way, he's going through it.
Well, you go around. I mean, you're not going through downtown.
You could, yeah, but then you add time by going around. Quickest ways through. Now it's over an hour.
Not through cities.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? When you just look at I looked it up at like midnight, and it was like, yeah, this is the quickest way. I'm like, yeah, because there's no traffic.
Yeah, because it's midnight.
But either way, that's why Cruz wasn't called up. But we know now that he's called up. He'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say this again. Tomorrow day. Tomorrow for us. Today for everyone listening and watching.
Fair.
But either way, he'll be there. And then surprisingly, so's Bligh Madris.
Yeah, that one was just kind of come out of nowhere.
He's played some games at first base. Let's bring him up.
Oh, really?
He's been playing a handful of games at first base. So
wasn't aware.
He'll help out. I don't know how many. I can look it up, of course.
I can't imagine he's gotten a whole lot.
I have internet.
You gotta. You don't want to take. Wouldn't think they'd be taking innings away from Martin.
Well, Martin has been struggling bad right now.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep playing him so you can figure it out. Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
You got to work through it. You got to figure this thing out. Like, you're not going to figure it out sitting on the bench.
He's played Bligh Madris has played 3 games at first base.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many? You can't be playing that many games.
He's played 3 games at first base. He's getting work in, though. I guess that's the point. What's Madris doing? If I look at, they don't tell you in the minor leagues like how he's doing in the last 10 days. So I will just look up. It's June 19th. I've got numbers through June 19th. In June, Bligh Madris, 60, what is that? 60 plate appearances? 60 at-bats, not plate appearances. 60 at-bats, hitting 400.
Okay.
With a couple homers. We know, Bligh's a little bit older. We talked about this this spring. He's 26 years old. Give him an opportunity now.
Yeah.
We thought he could be, when we had no idea what was going on in the outfield early in the season. Well, now Kanan Smith is hurt. They just sent Swaggerty down to keep playing. So, same goes.
Yeah.
Now you have your outfielder. With Marcano out, and really, Marcano's not going to be the 4th outfielder because he's been playing well enough to just play every day at second base.
Sure. I agree with that.
So I think Bligh comes up and he's your 4th outfielder. Unfortunately, another left-handed hitter, but...
Yeah.
But that's no different than Kanan Smith and Jigba.
Right.
Another left-handed hitter. It's unbelievable how left-handed heavy this lineup's about to be. Because
It's pretty insane.
you're just saying that when Marcano's back, he's playing second. And with Cruz called up, he's playing short.
Mm-hmm.
Your outfield, with the exception of Reynolds, who's a switch hitter, I mean, you're looking at Mitchell or Madris in left or right or whatever in the core. I would like to see Suwinski just get right field.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's earned a long stay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that arm plays in right field.
That's right. But every time Mitchell goes out there, he plays right. And I'm kind of like, man, I'd really like to see Mitchell play left.
Right.
But I don't know, because PNC Park, left field, it's not just about the arm.
Right.
You want your best defender out there.
Yeah.
I mean, of the
And
corners.
who plays center field when Brian Reynolds is DHing? Sorry for my dog just, completely shaking everything with all the callers we have on him.
Are you going to answer your rhetorical question?
Yeah, who plays center field when Brian Reynolds is DH? It's Jack Suwinski.
Has it been? I actually wasn't sure, is why I let you take that.
Yeah,
I'd click on a box score that doesn't have Suwinski in the lineup. Yeah, he just played center field when Mitchell went in for Reynolds on Wednesday.
Didn't Brian Reynolds just DH early in the week? Game 1 of the doubleheader.
Okay. Either way, he's played 7 games in center field, 16 in left and 27 in right. Suwinski has. I mean, I really like him in right field.
Yeah.
So, either way, I'd like to see that extended right field, like he's here. Especially after today. Why
hasn't this let me pull up a box score? Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Everything
there it
is difficult.
Reynolds DH'd. Suwinski played center that game.
Okay. So either way, you've got, a very left-handed team.
Very left-handed.
Very left-handed. I mean, you're looking at, imagine facing a left-hander and having all of those guys playing. I mean, you're going to have Chavis at first, Key Bryan at third. And then you have Reynolds and Heineman behind the plate, switch hitters.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody else is left-handed. So face a righty, and either catcher's left-handed because of switch hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Reynolds is added there, and you're literally just Chavis and Hayes. And that's if you even play Chavis.
Right.
Who knows what the situation is, you know what I mean, at that moment.
Sure.
But you also could have Cal in the outfield and Bligh at first base. And you got Hayes, the only left-handed or the only right-handed bat in that lineup for the day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You don't see this very often, this many just lefties.
And it I don't know that it's intentional, but with PNC having the wall in right field and it kind of being, I hate to say like it favors lefties, but it favors lefties over righties. But it still doesn't really favor lefties.
No.
Like you still got to get it up on the wall. And once you're about straightaway right field, like by the time you get to the end of that wall, it's still 375.
Sure. Yeah.
Like you're still going to have to tag it. It's not just a short porch. Matter of fact,
you got to get it up over that.
Right. The short porch is really down the left field line, but barely. Because then you don't have the wall.
Out.
Yeah. But either way, it's going to be an exciting week, as if this one wasn't. For somebody like, that loves the major league debuts. You had 4 debuts versus 1 in the week to come. Maybe more. Who knows what they're going to do. Yeah. But then the fact that Cruz makes his season debut, and that's what we've all been waiting for. And you and I basically,
I'm
until
sure.
last week, just gave up talking about it. And I was
Yeah.
convinced that Friday was the day.
Right. And I think kind of after Friday came and gone and they brought up Peguero on Saturday, I was like, maybe this is an attitude check because the whole check and the watch thing's getting old.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I obviously we don't know Oneil. We don't know any of those guys. We don't know what's
Right.
going on. If it's an attitude thing, if it's a I've been struggling and now I'm not and it's time, I don't know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
We don't
obviously, I don't know that
we
for.
read yeah, we read into it. I'm with you. I'm kind of like, "Hey man, how about not ticking off your boss?" You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's
Yeah.
probably not a good move if that's what you're doing. We don't know that that's what he was doing, but the fact that he hasn't been called up, maybe.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to say. And on the other hand, on the other side of that, it's like, okay, you just get him up here because I don't care what his attitude is if he's going to hit some bombs and help out the team. Like it's ultimately about winning and all that good garbage. But I don't know. It's tricky
Yeah.
because you got to have the clubhouse in the right frame of mind as well.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned, like, oh, well, Bonds wasn't a great teammate or whatever. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah,
They shipped him out.
exactly. Well, but still, like, I don't know. And I've also
Right.
heard the point, like, there's a lot of good guys on the team. It'd be fine if you had one jerk. But, like, I just don't know that I don't want to put that, you know what I mean? I don't want to put that there. We'll see. The guy looks like he has
Right.
a ton of fun when he's playing.
Yeah.
If he's got a gripe with not being in the major leagues, so do we. So why
That's
are we,
fair.
you know what I mean? It's fair.
Yeah.
He probably feels like, hey, I should be there. And he's been hitting. So maybe he should. But at the same time, you just don't know. This is coming from the same like decision makers who gave him those 2 games at the end of the year when they didn't need to do that.
Right.
And it was kind of like, oh, we didn't expect that to happen. We expected them to wait.
Right.
And the fact that they did it kind of kicked things into gear where we thought, I guess it made us all think that maybe he'd be there at the beginning. But no, same old game.
Right.
Cruise control. Get it?
Ooh,
Get it?
I get that.
They
I feel you.
controlled Cruise. I had to explain it. It's not funny. Gosh.
You didn't have to explain it. I got it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why did I have to explain it?
Yeah.
Just leave it alone and those who get it, get it. Come on.
So
Anyway,
how about Jack Suwinski? Let's talk about this for a minute.
yeah,
He had 3 homers
3 homers.
today, including the walk off.
Yeah.
So that's the first rookie to hit 3 home runs in a game for the Buccos since Kutch. They asked him about it after the game. What's he say? That's some good company.
It is.
Okay, Jack. Well, what about this company? Because there isn't any.
Hmm.
First rookie in Major League Baseball history to hit 3 home runs in a game, including a walk-off.
No.
Yes.
That's his second walk-off this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had no idea. We had no idea. This is what's
No.
awesome about prospects. We had no clue this was about to happen.
I mean, if you go back and look at his stats, I mean, he's been putting up numbers, but you're exactly right. We didn't know it was going to be this good.
If you would have asked me,
He skipped AAA.
he did. I mean, right. But even just like projecting forward, this is why projections are, most of the time wrong.
What they are.
They are what they are, right? They're fun to do. They don't really
Mhm.
mean anything. They don't put anything on any type of player. You can project all day. The
Right.
player has to make it happen.
100%.
But either way, and a guy like this is a great example. When he comes over here, you're thinking, okay, cool. Like the piece of that trade, because let's try to remember this. This is the Adam Frazier Marcano,
Mhm.
right? This is the deal, and Mitchell Miliano or Michelle Miliano, whatever it is. The kind of the deal in that everybody was saying, well, this has got to be Marcano. He's the guy here. And we
Right.
understood that like Marcano's the guy, Suwinski's a nice throw in who's going to have to be protected, so it's kind of like a weird, you know what I mean? Of course they got rid of him, but we don't know what we really have in him. He's got a little bit of pop.
Mhm.
But it was like Adam Frazier was on his way out anyway. So you can get what you get.
Right.
But Marcano was the guy that Sherrington wanted in the Musgrove deal and didn't get. And man, I think a lot of people have been really down on Marcano since. And now he shows up and you're like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's been good. But Suwinski was kind of that guy where when I would think about this, I'm going to go back to the projection thing. I guess I would have thought like, yeah, he probably projects out to be like a good like fourth outfielder. He'll get some opportunities with some teams who like the Pirates. And so I'm really
Right.
thinking like, who does he comp with? And maybe not like player style, but like maybe ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
Mhm.
he'll have some more pop, but maybe a not as good of an average as maybe like a Ben Gamble. Just to stay
Right.
close to home, right? Maybe like
Right.
maybe he profiles out to be a player kind of like Travis Snyder, even though Snyder was a first round pick but like what it ended up being.
Right.
Maybe have a couple years where he catches some fire and maybe hits you 12 home runs coming off the bench with some extended playing time because of an injury, something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's the way I kind of felt. And even as he was playing this year, I thought, man, the power plays, this guy can stay in the major leagues. And I don't know that
Right.
he'll ever be an everyday guy, but he'll stay in the major leagues and he'll get jobs.
Mhm.
Now it's like, is there another level to this guy? Kind of like you're seeing from Ben Gamble right now. Like, yeah, this guy can start
Yeah.
for the right team.
Right.
Couple walk-off homers. Now you're starting to see maybe some clutch.
Mhm.
If you see clutch out of a guy, do you end up seeing like Jock Peterson level? That mid-tier? I know Jock Peterson gets a lot. I mean, he's been in the playoffs enough to get a lot of attention and maybe it makes him feel like he's up a little bit higher. A lot of people are like, yeah, but he can't hit right or can't hit lefties and he's only clutch, right?
Mhm.
I think he's maybe a little better than that, but still his clutch is so elite that it does
Right.
outweigh kind of what you see every day from him sometimes. And so maybe not, maybe he doesn't maybe he doesn't spike as high as maybe Peterson, but maybe his floor isn't as low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that he's
Mhm.
like he's going to be a major leaguer.
Yeah. And one of those 3 home runs came off a lefty today.
Yeah, and that's
Yesterday.
he's hit a couple, you know what I mean? He's hit a couple
Yeah.
off lefties. But it's kind of feast or famine, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm okay with that.
True old-fashioned 4-hitter.
Or yeah, or 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cuz the old-fashioned 4, you got to think like Big Frank Thomas,
Mhm.
and he still hit for an
Ah,
average.
Frank Thomas was a freak.
Right.
I think Frank Thomas is like top 10 hitters ever to play the game.
And he hit 4.
Right.
At least I think. That's my memory of it.
Big
Anyway,
hurt.
the big hurt. Anyway, yeah. This team still may not win a lot of games, but
Well,
it's starting to really come together with exciting players in almost every position.
yeah. And I was talking to my dad, or our dad, this afternoon about it, and talking about kind of the inconsistencies in some of the players and stuff. And listen, that a lot of people think that way, and it's just one of those things. And we were talking about it, and I said, yeah, but these rookies, they're gonna be like this. That's part of the growth of a Major League Baseball player. You have your freaks that don't struggle.
Yeah.
But even some of them, like Juan Soto, went through a little spurt where he struggled because he came up, he dominated, and the league punches back. And then you get back up and you have to make your adjustment and punch back.
Most people will struggle more than he did, though.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. Like he punched back a lot quicker than most, but still, like, I mean, you're going to have spurts of good, spurts of bad, spurts of good, spurts of bad. And there's a lot of that to
Yeah.
happen in a rookie season.
Yeah, and that's going to be what's going to be interesting is when you have a makeup like that, it's the veterans who are the ones who keep things even because a lot of rookies will dip when it's bad. You know what I mean? But then their highs will be high. And we talked about that last week. Those veterans are the ones that try to keep you even keel. Good to see Brian Reynolds moving again.
Right.
But that's about the only guy you got.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no like leadership as far as that kind of stuff goes. And that's just what it's going to be on this team. And that's why we said they weren't going to be in the playoffs this year.
Right.
Although they'll be exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching individuals, if you're watching for the things that like don't, that don't I watched, I was just trying to think earlier this week, I thought just watching a game and thinking like, yeah, I know we're out of this, but this moment right here is big.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was now. Should have wrote it down. But either way, it's just kind of stuff like that. Super interesting moments that we get to watch, even in a game that is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even if they fail. I'll even say here's a great example with Peguero's debut Saturday. He gets up his third time, and I'm trying to think of where we were at. We were down 2. Vogelback hits the homer. We're down 1. And then we had great at bats. Suwinski, Cal Mitchell hits the Park gets the single first. And then Cal Mitchell hits the fly ball to the track in center. And I actually got to watch this whole part of the game because the food came to the table. And I was like, peacing out of the wedding for a minute. I can't sit here. If you know what I mean. I've talked about this before. If you don't know about parosmia, basically I can't be around food. Especially City Barbecue. I don't know if you've read City Barbecue. Legit barbecue. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Either way. I pieced out, went and sat outside, pulled up the game, watching the eighth inning. And Peguero gets up against Leon, who they were even talking about on the broadcast, like leading the league and getting chases, and he chases the first one, and immediately Peguero reacts to that. He doesn't chase the next one. He works a really great at bat and walks on a very close pitch. And I'm thinking 21 years old, had no clue he even had a shot to be in the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him 3 days ago, he'd be like laughing at you. And And he walks in that moment with the tying run on second base in the 8th inning, an opportunity to have a big moment. And he puts it on the next guy. And I got to think, like, that's Heineman. He hasn't got a hit in 2 weeks. Swing the bat. But that's a mature moment. And it's like, yeah, we may not get through this. And Heineman may not get a hit. By the way, kudos to Heineman. 11 pitch at bat, really fought it off. He didn't come through, but it was a good at bat. But the fact that Peguero was willing to walk and put it on the next guy, I thought was like big.
Yeah.
And he's probably going back to AAA tomorrow. I don't know
Good
that.
chance.
But probably with the situation, or not going back to AAA, but going to AAA. He'll make his AAA debut at that point.
Right, yeah.
But with Cruz coming up, everybody assumed Peguero would then move up to AAA. So either way, I just thought it was a big moment. I thought that was a really cool thing. And those are the types of things I think are exciting about this year.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's take a break. I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm hungry.
Okay.
Let's take a break and come back. And dude, we're just gonna keep rolling into this. Because we got other things to talk about, but it's basically all around this. This is the news today. So we'll be right back. Thanks for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2 Buctober. Audio podcast available on your favorite podcast platform. Video podcast available on YouTube. Follow us on the socials and subscribe to the podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts, take a couple minutes for a review. We'll be right back. Swearingen Bat Company is Ohio's premier wood bat company, specializing in custom wood bats to meet any need from T-ball to senior league. Check out their website at swearingenbaseball.com. Link is in the show notes. Twitter and Instagram at Swearingen Bats. You can also find them on Facebook. Swearingen Bat Company, that's swearingenbaseball.com. Let them know you heard it here. Killing it. That break was longer than normal. I got my food.
Yeah, it was.
Jake had a little problem with his audio equipment.
Sometimes I'm just not tech savvy. Well, I shouldn't say sometimes. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not.
Disconnected from the call twice, all because
I didn't have the the headphone plug all the way into the jack. I unplugged my mic from the computer. We reset the thing a couple times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I broke it. Reading Josh's notes to calling me a bum because I broke it.
I had notes. Look, I have these notes. If you're on the YouTube, I'm like, hey, unplug the mic, plug it back in. Bum. Flip it around. Bum. Yeah, bum.
Yeah, and then I was like, maybe I plugged the headphone jack into the wrong input or something. So I flipped it up. I went, oh, it's not all the way in.
Way to go.
My bad.
Yep. Hey, we're back in. We're going. We didn't, Yeah. Okay.
All is well that ends well.
All is well. So, Jack Suwinski wouldn't have had to hit a home run if it weren't for your pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, before we hit record, well, I said, go for it.
I mean, these 2 innings, we got to stop. Bednar cannot do this all year round, all year long. It's not going to work. And asking the guy, I mean, what was the Cardinals game? He got an 8-out save. That should never be an option unless you just all of a sudden you had a guy in, not your closer, in a close game, and then we jumped out with a big lead and you left him in. It just shouldn't be a thing. You can't have that little bit of faith in your bullpen and expect them to perform when they do get in. I don't know. I don't know about you, but that's just the way I see it. From a coaching standpoint, I've coached high school baseball. I get it. I've coached for years, and if I showed, or as a coaching staff, we showed that we didn't believe in a kid, when we would put him in, he wouldn't believe in himself. I know it's kids to adult. I get it. I'm not trying to make a uh, tomato thing here, but it's got to go through the ranks. I mean, if my college coach wouldn't have believed in me, I don't feel like I would have believed in myself to go out there and get, a few outs to get
Yeah,
us out of an inning.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I know that you have more reasons why you don't like this. This isn't the hill you die on. So I know that like arguing this exact point still doesn't change how you feel about multi innings. You know what I mean, especially for a guy like Bednar. So I know that like I'm not trying to argue that.
Right.
However, when it comes to the show, man, you're either going to earn it or you're not. You're going to have to face that. So I just don't. I don't know that there's enough. You made it that far. You've got confidence in your stuff. You may have a problem with the manager, but you're not
Yeah,
going to
that's
say
fair.
like, nah, maybe I'm not good. Like, no, he's going to say this manager sucks. That's what he's going to say.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I think that because I know that you have, multiple concerns about this, not just, you know, not not just the guys who aren't on the field, but for the guy who is. For Bednar
Absolutely.
saying, you've said to me before, like he's not going to last past August.
Yeah. I mean, and he might. I'm not saying that all
Right.
this guy's, but there's a
Yeah,
good chance he ends up on the IL because we're overusing him.
there is a good chance that. There's also a good chance that he's just a different animal.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there's these guys that I don't know. And I'm not
But
saying he
how do
is.
you?
I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying who
I know.
knows. The problem is we do it out of necessity because there is no one else. And we
Okay.
have to win. Because if you look at those games that he's doing this in, they're kind of like games that you feel like Shelton says, I really want to win this game.
Yeah.
Opportunities to not get swept. And I know the Dodgers opportunity seems weird, but come on. We all thought how important that game one was because we thought we might lose the next two.
Right. But uh, the season is also about finding out what you got. And I think we found out what we got in Stratton. I think I'm not saying Stratton should have been in the eighth inning there. I think he's a guy that you only use when you have to. Um,
Well, but he is the
and
next
he
in
could
line,
still.
though.
But is he? I mean, like, we don't even know what we
For
have in
them, he
Yeri De Los
is.
Santos. We don't even know what we have in him.
I understand that. I'm with you there. They're
This
definitely
this
easing him into this.
Cam View looks pretty good. I mean, he's thrown in a couple situations where he's pitched out of it.
Yeah.
Not saying he's the next big thing. I'm just saying, so these guys are going to have to pitch in those spots to figure this out. I mean, this is a season. I mean, we're not playing for a playoff spot. We're not. It's just not. That's not in the cards this year. So why risk Bednar being overused when you can just put somebody else in? Not that I'm saying don't care about the W, because everybody cares about the W.
Yeah.
Every pitcher in that bullpen cares about the W. But you got to find out, like, what do we have in some of these guys?
So Bednar comes in, strikes out Yastrzemski on 3 pitches,
Mm-hmm.
throws 4 to Flores and hits him, strikes out Jock Peterson on 3 pitches, and then has a 6 pitch at bat. So you got 9, 12, 16 pitches. Man, I don't know. I think I go back to him in this. I get it. The other one was a lot of pitches, but I think I go back
It's
to him
not.
there. The only problem with that is it is kind of the bottom of the order coming up. But he goes into the ninth. He only throws 2 pitches to Estrada to hit a home run. It's not like he was 1 out away.
No.
And you would have thought he could get through Estrada. And he goes 2 pitches to Ruff, strikes out Crawford, walks Casale on 4 pitches. Then they walk out there and he's like, all right, 3 straight pitches, strikes out Gonzalez. He still threw 32 pitches, but he probably doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Like, I just don't know if I put him in the 8th. That's what I'm saying.
But
Go
that's
back
the
to
thing
him,
that. But that's the thing that we talked about that we liked. He's got 2, 3, 4 coming up. That's the inning I want him in. But you got to be able to go to somebody else the next one.
Yeah.
But he's shown that he can do this. And of course, it's he spoke of it too. I want the ball every time he wants it.
And that's the kind of type of player you have, but you got to be the type of manager who says, "Hey, love the enthusiasm, but we got to go with this guy."
Yeah. Bailed out by Jack Suwinski though.
I literally said that when he hit the home run.
Yeah.
But I mean, this isn't 100% a Derek Shelton is the worst ever. Like, don't get me wrong, because this is across the board in Major League Baseball. It's not just Derek Shelton.
Well,
but
maybe not with the closer though.
Yeah, I mean,
the rest of the guys, yes. This is you know what I mean. This is what it is.
And I'm not saying I'm against a multi-inning relief appearance. But when you have your guy like David Bednar, you just can't do this. Maybe once a month.
Well, you got to also think. I mean, Bednar went almost a whole week without pitching because we weren't in any scenario that he could pitch in.
Yeah.
So he's getting his rest too. I don't know how that affects you. I don't know how that's going to affect his arm or anything like that, but it's definitely something to watch for. And I know that you've been on this, and I'm not telling you to get off it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where you are.
I'm more just like concerned than anything.
I get it. The rest of these guys less so, because the guys they're doing it with are guys who are
previous starters.
They're still kind of in that position where they're going to say, like, yeah, I could do 40, 50 pitches. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for sure, I can do that. And still come back in 3 days and do it again. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. We did see Yuri pitch, though. What was it, Friday night? 2 Ks in his inning. Yeah, same night that View came in, yeah. We did see him pitch then. Did we see him pitch? Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Hang on.
View threw again today.
Yeah, I know that. Brubaker Beatty. And he threw an inning against St. Louis on Monday. Strikeout, a run, and a hit. Was that the homer? He gave up a homer that game, didn't he? I thought he did. Nope. Cool. Either way. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good.
No,
Speaking
go ahead.
of pitching, I mean, again, we said we're not going to get super excited. We're not going to get whatever.
Yep.
But Mitch Keller's been pretty good for 4 straight starts now.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have a hat to tip, but it's there. A couple of those starts have gotten good results, and I still wasn't overly impressed with the performance.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as results, he's getting them, which is something that we kind of talked about before, where he looked good and didn't get results. Right. So, baseball has a way of turning you upside down every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, I don't necessarily think that he's... I don't think that he's awful. right now and getting like entirely lucky, but he's had certain lucky time. I mean, he had like 4 or 5 walks the one game and still only gave up 2 runs.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking at a box score right now. That game against St. Louis, 5 1/3, 7 hits, but just 2 runs. He only struck out 2, walked 1, but did he hit anybody? I feel like he hit somebody. That might have been a different one. 97 pitches. Still throwing a lot of pitches.
Yeah. I think I looked it up today. He was at like 90 plus pitches, but he threw 6 innings.
And he had an extra day off there too. He pitched, that would have been Monday, and he didn't pitch till today. That feels. Oh no,
we had an off day.
I'm counting the box scores that I have open on my tabs, but two of those are on the same day.
Yeah.
6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. 4 Ks, still 3 walks, but ERA's down to 4.72.
I think what that stat line I saw was 284 clip in his last 4 games.
Okay.
I'm
here to watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not getting overexcited, but
he's getting the opportunity, no doubt,
for sure.
Because if it ever clicks, he'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll let it play. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm holding like we said, we're holding back that. Well, let's wait. I'm excited to see what it is at the end of the year. That's what I'm excited for. So that's where I'm at with it. All right, man. We're getting kind of close to the end, and I want to get back to what this week is going to be. There's been just a lot of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crazy the way that people talk about Oneil Cruz and all of the things surrounding it. It's a lot of crazy. I'm not saying whether it's righteous or not, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's always silly anyway to say that, you know, you're going to boycott a ball club. And entertainment, like, dude, just don't watch if you don't want to watch.
Right.
And I don't want to sound like I'm like telling people what to do. Like, that's not my goal here. But, you know, I watch it. I enjoy watching this game. And we grew up right there. You know what I mean? I mean, not, you know, in Pittsburgh, but right there by it.
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes away. You know what I mean? So, like, that's my team. And that's it. It stops there. That's the team I root for, and I love the game. Yeah. So I'm going to enjoy it. If that's not you, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Just don't come at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go at you and tell you, like, you need to be going to the games, man. You need to be supporting the club. No. I don't care if you do or don't. But don't tell all the people who are going to the games and enjoying themselves to stop.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Except now everybody can go because Oneil Cruz is going to be there. So what's holding you back now? I don't know. 4 games against the Cubs this week. 3 against Tampa Bay. The 4 against the Cubs are there at PNC Park, and Oneil Cruz is going to be there. And then the Rays this weekend in Tampa. Saturday is a day game, like a 1:10 p.m. day game. So another day game Saturday. He's here, guys. Oneil Cruz. Bligh Madris is here. Everybody's here. What do I got a note here? Because I just talked about this last week. I said we had 45 players used this season. We're now up to 49. 51. We know it's coming. It's been confirmed. Yeah. There will be 2 more players that we will use this week. 51 players. That'll be the most. 49 right now is us and I think Cincinnati. So we're going to have 2 more this week. I don't know what they're doing, but we're going to be there. Top of the line. Last week, I remember saying, like, you'd be surprised to know there's like 8 teams that have just as many or more. And now it's like, nope, 4 debuts, 5 debuts, and a season debut in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 10 days.
That we know of.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, just for the sake, let's just say, for the sake of Bligh, who's going to be Bligh Madris will be the 12th player that will make his major league debut for the Pirates this season. 12.
That's crazy.
12. But this is what we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in June. There might be more. I mean, we didn't expect Peguero. Who knows?
Right.
We might still have Mason Martin show up. There's a couple pitchers maybe. Who knows if Burrows gets a call at the end of the year?
Yeah.
He just got moved up. You got Cody Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
And you got a couple guys under that 200 mark that could go right back down to AAA and get more work.
Right, which could open up an opportunity for even Ji-Hwan Bae.
Mm-hmm.
And others. Who knows?
Right.
This Matt Gorski dude's got 22 bombs now. He's only been in AA for like a hot minute, and he's about to go to AAA probably. Like, he's older, so he could be on the fast track, but
they bumped him up to AA in his first at bat or first game, whatever it was. It was in the first game. He
hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped.
No.
It's fun to watch. See how it happens. Pirates have 17 rookies who've played this season for the team. They've already played. We're counting the 2, right? 17 who have played or will play this week that are still with the team. So, like, we've even had a couple that are gone now.
Yeah.
Like 10-ish. I'm not counting them right now, but about 10 on the active roster. Rookies.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a sign of things to come, right?
Right.
I'm going to surprise you a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and just tell everybody that we've been working on some stuff here for about a month and a half.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't show it to you because I keep getting rejected. But soon, probably by next week or so, we might have some opportunities for our listeners to support us a little bit. I have nothing to show you, but maybe next week we will. Right?
Right.
I don't know. Do I have anything? Doesn't look like I have anything pulled up, so never mind. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Would have been real excited about it if that one didn't keep getting rejected.
Right.
Because of trademarks and copyrights and stuff like that.
You'll have that.
You will. You will. But either way, soon. Hopefully something you guys will like. I hope.
I hope.
I hope. I mean, if not, it's fine.
It is. Yeah. Whatever.
We made sure we're, in a place. All right, give me your thoughts here.
Okay.
What are we gonna do against the Cubs?
This split.
I think we need to do better, but
yeah, I think we need to do better, but yeah.
You think split? Rays? Gotta take one, or let's take a. I mean, we're going to them.
Here's my thing though. They're good, and we play really well against good teams.
That's fair. Well, we didn't against Atlanta.
Good teams outside of our division.
Yeah, but we didn't against Atlanta.
That's fair. They were ridiculously hot though.
That's true.
Like on fire hot.
True.
But I mean, yeah.
Give me one.
Yeah.
But I need to take
3.
You think 3 from the Cubs?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard. I don't know,
Listen,
man.
the Cubs are scrapping right now too.
I know.
And we were on our 10-game losing streak. They were on a 9-game losing streak. So,
Yeah. I think let's say that the Cruz call up gets a little life in the clubhouse a little bit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's take 3 or 4. Let's take 2 or 3 from Tampa. Punch them in the face. Have a good week. And then we got the Nationals, so like there's some more winnable games after that, and then it gets bad. But 4 games at PNC Park. You going to any of them?
I don't know.
7-7, but then a day game Thursday. I know you won't be able to get to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely not.
We got to get back out there. I got to get back into Pittsburgh. Gas is $18 a gallon right now, so
That's what it
I'll have
seems
that.
like.
I know. All right, man. You have anything closing?
Just the last team that I can remember that was super, super young and had a little bit of struggles, and then all of a sudden the Cubbies win a World Series. Remember when they were super young with Bryant and Baez and Contreras, and there's a lot of young guys on that team.
One big difference.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and bought their pitching staff.
Absolutely.
I think your best comp is going to have to be something like Cleveland or something, the team that they beat.
Yeah. Just saying.
Okay.
Things can be bought. There is flexibility there, whether some people like to believe it or not.
That's your call. You're allowed to make it. And a bunch of people are allowed to tell you you're dumb.
Yep. And that's fine. I can handle it.
I just call you a bum.
Hey, listen, the way I see it is we've spent $100 million before. And if we bump the salary in the spot where it is up to $100 million, I'm pretty sure we can put a pitching staff together.
You got a couple. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, that's all I have. You good?
Good.
Sweet. We're out of here.
Thanks for listening to my dad and Uncle Jake on the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2Buctober. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are released. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucks!